Okay, so if you're cool, we're going to kind of jump right on in because I got a lot of questions for you, Kate. So, hi,
Okay.
everybody. If you don't know
Hi.
this amazing human being next to me, I'm going to let Kate introduce herself because she's fabulous and you need to know her.
Oh, why, thank you. Well, I think that you're fabulous as
Thank
well.
you.
So, hey, everybody. I am Kate Doster of katedoster.com, and it is my soul and soul's mission to put money in the hands of good people so they can do good with it and to eradicate this idea that nice people finish last in 2022. Because the truth is, people love to spend money. Like, I guarantee that if I asked you, hey, have you bought anything on Amazon in the last 2 weeks? Your answer is yes. So, why would you want people to buy from you? Somebody who actually cares about their audience, who is going to go above and beyond for them, who's not just going to treat them like some throwaway dollar sign. So, that is what I do. We help primarily with sales, mindset, and psychology, and email marketing.
We know about email lists and how important they are, but the big struggle that a lot of people have is how do I get the right people on my email list? Care to give any insight on that?
Sure. So it's a twofold approach. And you're going to find, especially with my attitude towards unsubscribes, that if these like two bouncers, because that's essentially what they really are not set up well, the riffraff is going to come in. And we just don't allow that because only cool people can hang out with us and only cool people get to hang out with you in the inbox. Like it's a privilege to be on your email list. So the very first thing is your freebie, lead magnet, opt-in gift, ethical bribe if you're gross and usually an old white guy. But your freebie, you want to make sure it's answering a yeah, but question that somebody has about your particular niche or whatever you've decided to focus on. Because if they already have some type of excuse, that means they've at least been taking it more seriously than like everybody else out there, right? So if you were going to do something about bullet journaling, because say, even if you don't have a bullet journaling product yet, in your head, you'd really like to actually make one. I mean, you're hanging out with Caroline, so she's going to show you how to make some really cute things in Canva for that. Just saying, like, guys, get the stuff. But in the back of your head, you kind of secretly know what you want to sell a product on. So you're going to think to yourself, or you're going to go out and research and be like, what is a yeah, but that someone's going to have about bullet journaling? Yeah, but I never stick to it. Yeah, but it's too cumbersome. Yeah, but it just doesn't work for me. Yeah, but. So we call that the Sir Mix-a-Lot principle. So, because just like he likes big butts, so does your email list and your wallets. Because what we want to do is we want to answer one of those yeah buts really well and really specifically. Because we know there's a whole bunch of stuff when it comes to productivity, right? Because maybe that's where you're genuinely going towards. You love productivity, you love systems, like that's what you're all about. We know that that's a spectrum of stuff. But if you can solve a person's 1-point problem, so maybe it's just like, getting started with bullet journaling, or maybe it's like a little 3-day challenge or 5-day challenge on how to actually stick with journaling this time around, because a lot of times people just don't do it. Then all of a sudden they're going to be like, oh my goodness, like how did they know that that's my problem with bullet journaling? And like, this is amazing. What else do you have? And that's really what we're going for. So we want to make sure that our lead magnet itself is only attracting people who have been thinking really truly solve a problem, because that's going to start resonating action takers. And rather than going big and broad in general, I think going really specific, almost one of those mile deep sort of scenarios, is a lot better because like, oh, it's so efficient. And then in your freebie, whether it is a PDF, like I said, a 5-day challenge or whatever the modality is, you're going to show them that that's just one piece of the whole puzzle. But since you solved that one piece so well, they're going to want everything else, right? The other thing that you need to do to set up your bouncer is your landing page and even your opt-in forms. But honestly, technically, you could go as far as any of the content that you create. Basically, you want to make sure that people are cool enough to pass your vibe check, right? So you're going to make sure that the languages that you're using on your landing page, on your free content, in social media, line up with that. So like I say stuff like spammer face all of the time, and I talk about how typos are not a bad thing. So if you're like super type A, probably I'm not the person for you if you're looking for super rigid business advice, and that's fine. So you're going to make sure that all of the outward content that you're putting out really does have that sort of personal flair. And you don't have to go above and beyond. But if you're one of those people, like, that you're going to swear in the inbox, that's just the way you naturally are. You're not putting up a front to swear to be cool, but that's just you. Then make sure you're swearing on those things so people know what's coming. So that's how we make sure we're getting the right people on our email list. We're going to have a freebie that answers the Sir Mix-a-Lot principle, a yeah, but, Try to get as specific as you can. Sometimes hit the wrong button. It happens, but you can upcycle that freebie in a myriad of ways. So do not worry about it. And you want to make sure that your landing pages and all of your outward facing content really does have your personality, your style, so that like people know like, this is my person. I want to learn from them.
I want to circle back really quick to something that you said that I know when I first read it, it was like when you first said it the first time I heard it, like years and years ago, I was like, the sky has opened, the clouds have parted, the sun is shining upon my face for the very first time. And it was celebrate the unsubscribes. Can you talk a little bit about what that means a little bit in like a little more detail?
Sure. So you can think about subscribes. And again, you're going to notice that I like to treat people like people, and I'm going to treat you guys like actual people. Oh, I know, right? So you can take two approaches to unsubscribe depending on how just resonates with you. One, you can take a more Pollyanna, pink colored glasses approach and just be like, you know what? They unsubscribed because they don't need my help anymore with productivity. Like they've got it under control. It's not something that they need to focus on. Like I'm so excited. They've graduated from needing my help. Like they have got their healthy eating down pat. That's amazing, right? So you can take that approach. Or you can take the other approach, which is not like a screw them, they suck type of mentality, but it's like good riddance. Like I don't need you here. Because having somebody who is not going to open your stuff, who's not going to click your stuff, who's like hate reading your stuff, like you don't want that energy and that vibe. So the unsubscribes are a good thing because that means you're actually emailing your list. And I know that a lot of people get so much self-worth, but like I need to have 1,000 subscribers or 10,000 subscribers, or like I'm the coolest. It's like that number doesn't matter if you don't talk to them. And so then people will be like, well, I don't want to email my list because then I won't have 1,000 people. I'd rather you have a strong relationship with 100 people than nobody knows who you are. 1,000 people don't know that, or 10,000 people. So when you celebrate those unsubscribes, think of it as I'm actually taking action. Like that's what I'm actually taking action. And very, very, very rarely when you've got your freebie set up and your outward content, are you going to get someone sending you hate mail? And then if they do send you hate mail back to any of your emails, you're like, I literally did this. We got one whole piece of hate mail last year, just one. And I was like, and they were like, they didn't like that I said like, it was home slice, which I say all of the time everywhere. And so like, how did this person get in here? Like who let her in? Like that was like my thing. So I'm like searching to figure out like who let this person in here? Like just absolutely not. Like you're not allowed to hang out with me. You are not my type of person. So we don't get to be inbox besties. And when you start thinking it that way, all of it's like, yeah. Because like, why am I going to punish Cynthia who likes my style or who likes learning from me or who's really into meal planning at this current time just because Bobby Sue over there might hate it that I call my kids blessings and that I'm really into green smoothies. Like, screw her. I need to go help my other person. And I'm not going to let the potential backlash prevent me from helping my people. Like, that's where that whole screw you attitude comes in. It's not like, oh, they're the worst. It's like, no. Like, you're not going to stop me. I'm going to help people. So get out.
Thank you so much for coming today and bestowing your knowledge on us. And so people can find you at, what is your website?
You go to katedoster.com, and I do have a podcast. We're going on a bit of a summer/spring break, but it is every other week. It's called Inbox Besties, and you can go there as well. If you're like, I'm not really in the mood for a webinar, I'll make sure that Caroline drops the link. I do have a freebie that's 2 years worth of strategic email ideas. So I literally January, week 1, send this, week 2, send this. If you're a rule breaker, you can like switch them up, or you can like go look at May. I let them know if it's like, oh, it's mint julep day in May. So like you have to send this in May. So, and if you're like, but Kate, like, what about, January, February? They come back. So it's fine. If you're watching this and it's like July, it's cool. The rest of the months come back. Just recycle it. You're good.
Oh yeah. It's fantastic, guys. If you're one of those people who's like, it is Friday at 3 p.m. I have a half an hour before I can pick up the kids. I have no idea what to send. That's an awesome freebie for it. Kate, thank you so much for joining us. And guys, we will see you hopefully at the webinar. You guys should all sign up. It's going to be fantastic. Bye.
Bye, everybody.